Blog Talk Radio.
For you to tell the truth most dire. There lurks a traitor in our midst who hath invoked the captain's desire. Don't deserve no mercy. We are printed in with a gun, but I am not an evil man.
I really want that song to keep going. Welcome to a live episode of Screaming Boy Podcast, and we are live on Blog Talk Radio on the Radulation Broadcasting Network because it is Pirate Week here on the Radulation Broadcasting Network. I was actually on last night with the patriarch of the Radulation Broadcasting Network talking about Black Sails, the Starz episodic TV show. It rivals that of anything that's done by, Game of Thrones and all that. It's a phenomenal show. We, on source material, we covered a Nightcrawler solo from 2015, or 15 or 13?
14, I think.
14. It was right in the middle. So, and Nightcrawler, as everybody knows, is the swashbuckling mutant superhero of the X-Men. So he is, in his own right, he is a pirate himself. And on Metal Hammer of Doom, they also covered Ailstorm. And I'm not going to say the title of any of the tracks or or the name of the album. And amongst the man, the myth, the legend himself, the machine, Mark Radulich, is the other man, myth, legend, and machine, and co-host here on the Scream Boy Podcast is Jesse Starcher is with us tonight. He is on 4 of the 5 podcasts that aired this week, as well as Mark. I was on a mere 3.
I think I got 3. I don't have 4, do I?
Oh,
I've got.
You have Metal Hammer of Doom.
Yep. This one. And source material.
You're on 3.
Yeah, I'm on 3. So we're tied, I guess. Then, if that's the case, I think
we are tied.
We are tied. I'm all right with that. We're going to have to have a sword fight to figure it out.
Yeah.
See who the champion is. As the plank, we'll do it on a plank. As the plank continually draws in, one of us is going to fall, or one of us is going to die. Avasti, mateys. It's by the way, No Grave But the Sea was the name of the Ailstorm album. Thank goodness that was they decided that now, yes, one of the tracks on there is clearly explicit. Most of the tracks actually, but yeah, they are something. They brought us in, man, with Keelhauled. Like I said, it's been a while since I had heard that song. I think that was the name of that song, right? Keelhauled?
Yes, Keelhauled.
Gotcha.
It is. It's been a while since I've heard it too, and man, like I said last night, it's been a long time since I've listened to Ailstorm, but you all kind of brought that back for me because I remember sitting at a job I had with my good friend and listener to the show, that guy, Dave Gillespie, and he is he turned me on to Ailstorm and a few other bands like that, and we were just sitting there in a professional environment in the office, and all of a sudden I hear this pirate rock, and it was like another one of those like Scottish pirate rock or something. I don't know, Scottish rock. I can't remember who it was. To this day, I want to find out who that was. I can't remember who it was. But I was like, what is this wonderful noise that I'm hearing? And he said it's Ailstorm. So that just fits right on with Pirate Week, because Ailstorm, of course, as you heard, pirate metal. So was this your first Metal Hammer of Doom? Well, not your first Metal Hammer of Doom. Was this your first experience with Ailstorm on Metal Hammer of Doom, Jesse?
Yeah, I didn't have the opportunity to discuss the previous album that they did, which was Sunset on a Golden Age, which is a really good album.
Mm-hmm.
I got to listen to them review it.
Yeah.
They reviewed it, but I don't think I took part in it. That was a great one. So when this one pulled up and Mark said, yeah, new Ailstorm releases on such and such date, I knew we were going to cover it. And of course, dude, couldn't stop. There's a lot of catchy tracks, but here's the thing. I don't know if I told you about this. I don't, or did you hear on? You may have heard it on the podcast itself. But one of the neatest things I found out about the band while I was listening to it the day it was released, I noticed that there's a thing on Spotify where, as an artist, you can pick another album, or I assume you can change that as time goes by. But they picked an album that was. It was just said relaxing songs for dogs. That was the artist's pick. And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What is that about? I don't understand. So I go to listening to the album, and I make it all the way through the album, and I noticed that on Spotify it's the deluxe edition. So I'm like, oh boy, I bet you there's a couple extra tracks they threw in here. And then all of a sudden I realized that the first song of the bonus tracks is the title of the first song. I can't even remember what the title of the first song was, but it's like blah, blah, blah for dogs. And then you go to the next track, and it's the exact same title of the first on the album as the second track, Mexico, but it says Mexico for dogs. And when you listen to the tracks, the vocals are removed, and it's nothing but dog barks instead. And they do the whole album over again. They do it all. The whole album is done a second time on the deluxe edition, except it's all dog vocals. So
oh wow.
Yeah, dude, they took it to the extreme.
That's insane.
Great stuff.
If you just joined us and you wonder why we're talking about Ailstorm and relaxing music for dogs and all this other stuff, it's because, as I said before, it is Pirates Week on the Radio Legend Broadcasting Network. We have talked about Pirates of the Caribbean, the newest movie, like you said, Nightcrawler, Ailstorm, Black Sails, the TV show. So I thought we would come on here and Jesse, you and I would just bullcrap a little bit about what makes pirates so cool. So, have you been a fan of like, I guess, pirates? You know, the pirate culture, TV shows, movies, all the books, whatever. Were you ever a fan of that culture, that genre?
Man, I don't know. I honestly cannot remember them popping up a whole lot as a kid growing up. I wasn't the biggest thing that was, I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of stuff like that. However, I think it's every kid's dream to find a treasure map. So, I don't know. I'd say if anything of the pirate culture affected me as a kid, there was always like, hoping to find something that led to treasure. Because that was that's the big thing. Is you always associated treasure with, and
right.
Man, I'm trying to think as a kid. I know we may discuss some of the movies, or you may bring some of the movies up, but I don't know if I was really privy to too many pirate movies or pirate shows. And you may rattle some off here. I actually had to put my thinking cap on earlier to come up with a good movie. To come up with a good movie that had something to do with pirates that I enjoyed as a kid. And
right.
Ice Pirates, unfortunately, is not one of them. So.
But
are we going to have words? Oh, no.
We're going to have words.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
We're going to have words. Ice Pirates should be on the top of the list. And a lot of people are like, really? Yes, really. Get over it. But listen, no matter what, as a kid, like you said, it could have been like with me, I was always like a fan of the adventure, of going to, the adventure part of the Pirates movies or the pirate genre. It really didn't hit me till I got older, about pirates and what I really liked about them. But I was always out in the yard with a stick in the hand, a sword, whether it was like He-Man or whether it was like pretending to be a pirate, on the high seas or whatever. It was the adventure part of it that was the call of it. So, and it was when I saw.
Let me ask you: when you was a kid growing up, did you have one of them playgrounds around the area that had the big steering wheel that was attached to the? Okay, so I can tell you that there's many a time I've hopped into one of those and pretended that I was a captain of a ship or something like that. But
you're not going to get in that and pretend you're driving a tugboat or something. There's no fun in that. You're not hauling a trash barge. No, daggone it, you're a pirate with sword in hand, ready to take somebody's treasure, or ready to find some treasure. You grab the map, you go ashore, and then you dig where the X marks the spot. So that was the adventure part of it. And when I saw Goonies as a kid, I'm sitting here in my shirt. Goonies Never Say Die with the pirate, with the Jolly Roger on it, the skull and the two crossed swords. And it was then when I was like, oh my gosh, even in the 80s it was modern day. Even in modern day, you could still have a pirate adventure that would be amazing. And then at the end of the movie, where they sailed the ship out, and it was just so cool, and I was like, I want to do that.
Me and you are on the same level there, because that's the one movie that I can remember that I was like, okay, this is a great pirate adventure. Goonies was, and it's not really your typical pirate fare. It's all about finding the treasure that the pirate hid. And that really, that spoke to so many 80s kids. I mean, shoot, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
There was so many times I remember. I actually went and saw that movie in a theater here in Marietta that shut down shortly. Actually, you know where we went to go watch the Figure Forecast, or the documentary Marking Out? That used to be an actual legit movie theater where they would show movies for whatever release was coming out. The thing is, they only had I think one or two movie theaters in there. And I don't even know if they had two. I honestly think it was one. And
it's probably one screen, judging by the size
one screen. It was small, but I can remember going in there and watching that for as small as it was, and it was called the Hippodrome, I think, back then. But anyway,
wow,
yeah, dude, that's probably the quintessential pirate movie that I can actually remember. Can you try and sell me on Ice Pirates? Are you going to try and sell me? Try and sell me on Ice Pirates.
There's no selling you on Ice Pirates. You just have to watch it over and over until you love it.
Is it really bad that it's good, or is it?
Yes. Yeah, I would have to say yes.
All right.
Because it's just one of those movies where you can't help but love it because it's so ridiculous. I mean, they speed up time in the middle of it, and they all grow old, and then they all get young again, and they're all babies, and I think that's how it went. But it was just one of those ridiculous movies that I remember as a kid that I absolutely adored. Just every time it was on, I'm always like, oh my gosh, Ice Pirates again? I'm like, yes. This is the reason we have HBO, Mom. Get over.
Oh yeah, we all have those movies that we tortured our parents with, man. And I could just imagine some of the bad crap that I've watched. I was one of those kids. I didn't have access to HBO. I didn't have access to like go on and check it out. A whole lot of other stuff. Usually we had like 2 or 3 channels, and seriously, dude, that was up till I was like 14 or 15. We had to rely on the antenna. We didn't have cable. But as I grew older, my sister, VCRs became way less expensive, along with a lot of VCR tapes. My sister could wear out a movie, and to the point where I'm like, this again? We're watching this again? Barney's Pirate Adventure? Now that's there's a whole set of things we probably missed out on, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Man. Yes, indeed. Hey, I just want to let you know, I think we do have our good buddy Pat Mullen, the MVP of the Rattlich and Broadcasting Network. He's throwing some stuff at us here in regards to pirates. And one of the things that he actually brought up, Ben Grimm actually being Blackbeard the pirate. Tie this into some comic books. Do you remember that storyline at all?
I remember it vaguely. Unfortunately, I did not get to read all of it, and that's on me, Pat. But I do remember it's been referenced. It's been, I've seen it, So it's been referenced a lot.
I'm going to pull it up because one of the first time travel stories I remember hearing that the Fantastic Four did was where Dr. Doom went back in time to steal Blackbeard's treasure. And there's something ridiculous that happens. I cannot remember what happens, but I think they either captured Doom or they killed Doom, and he's in fact a Doom bot, of course. But anyway, throwing that out there, just because I'm going to have to look it up now. But you go ahead and continue, sir.
So once again, my apologies to. I wish I had read it, but that's an amazing point.
Wait a second. Here we go. It be clobbering time, matey.
Oh, that's so bad. It's good, but okay.
Oh goodness.
So the adventure part of it is where it started. Like I said, with me, with Goonies and how much fun it would be to find a map and it was always about finding the treasure and going on an adventure with your friends. That's what was amazing to me about it. But as I got a little older and wanted my freedom, I guess you could say, the freedoms that a pirate got, by just jumping on a ship and flying. Good Lord, Ronnie, what is wrong with you? And sailing off and taking, setting sail to the seven seas and doing, just having the devil may care attitude. If you wanted something, you took it. They carried the cool, the cutlasses and the flintlock pistols and
a patch over their eye.
Only the careless ones that didn't know how to fight. I don't know. Or they had a horrible whittling accident or something. I don't know. But you had the grizzled pirates with the one leg, the peg legs, and the patch over the eye, and the parrot on the shoulder, and the giant beard. And then you had your swashbucklers. Why do I have so much trouble saying that word? But swashbucklers, with
I've never swashed
the long sword, the rapier. I've never swashed a buckle either. That's why I drive a Jeep and have a day job. But
sir, you're allowed on the ship, but you need to tell me, can you swash a buckle? All right. Well,
I've never pooped a deck either. So
you poop a deck. I may have seen a dog poop a floor. I may have seen a dog poop a deck. But yeah, I've never pooped a deck.
I myself have never pooped a deck. Yes.
You could get.
So I don't know if that's
there is a lot of rum. When there's a lot of rum involved, you may end up pooping a deck.
You may end up pooping a deck. So, and as it went on, like, and I told Mark last night, this is something a lot of people, back in my home state of West Virginia may know about me, and a lot of people here recently don't know this about me, but I actually did some history reenactment that was based in the 1700s. So we had a lot of flintlock rifles, flintlock pistols, the dress, we tried to be authentic as we could, or as authentic as we could afford. And then, so I got into that, and that was a lot of fun. So by that, you go into the French and Indian War, and then you go further back to where, you get into, kind of the pirate culture of it, it wasn't the 1700s just in the West Virginia area. It was, this era, expanded. So what happened? How did this come about? So I got into studying, that pirate era a little bit, and then you see these guys that were into all these different eras in their history reenactment. So it was really cool to see some of these guys that could go to different eras, like, or be a pirate, or be a Scotsman, or be, a frontiersman. And actually bring it to life while walking around, teaching school kids, about that era, or, drinking. Well, I drank Coke out of the tin cups and all that. I did make a mistake though. Somebody handed me a copper cup, and I didn't realize or I bought a copper cup or something like that, and I didn't realize it hadn't been lined, and I poured Coke in it to make it look like coffee or whatever. When the acid in the Coke reacts with the copper of the cup, you get very, very violently ill.
Ooh.
And I immediately threw up like 3 times. And
not good.
After that, but I hadn't drank very much of it at all. So I threw up, and I was better. And they were like, "What happened to you?" I said, "I have no clue." And they were like, one guy looked at me and said, "Let's see your cup." Look, that's all right. And he said,
he taught you a lesson. Yep.
And
he taught you a lesson.
He taught me a lesson that day. And I told my dad about it. He said, "You drink out of a copper cup?" I was like, "Who doesn't know about this? Why don't I know about this?"
Why
don't
I
what
know?
What is wrong with you? I know now, after almost dying, yes.
We do have a caller. Believe it or not, right here on the Pirate Special for Screaming Boy. Please, we got a caller, area code 740. Introduce yourself. What would you like to discuss in regards to pirates?
My name is Kirk. My name is Kirk, and I am also calling from West Virginia by coincidence. But I thought perhaps when I saw your notice on Facebook that you were going to be talking about the new movie, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just anything.
4th installment. Or did I already miss that discussion?
Oh, we haven't talked about.
No, we haven't discussed that. Yeah, that was actually the topic of an earlier podcast on the Radulation Broadcasting Network. So, but we can talk about whatever you want to do, man. What's the haps there?
As far as I know, everybody is rushing to see it. If you enjoyed the earlier ones, everybody's lining up for tickets for this one, which makes a lot of sense. The only thing is, I got bored in episode 2. My wife wanted to see 3. I refused to go. Now, while I'm at work this evening, she's going to see 4 with my kids. So it's like you're either really into it or you're a little tired of the formula, I think. I mean, I think they got it right as far as, the period costumes and the sweatiness and the griminess of being a pirate in the Caribbean, except I'm not sure how well they would tolerate a captain who's swished, if you follow my comment. Anyway, it's a winning formula for Disney. I enjoyed the ride down at Disney World many years ago when it first opened up. But I heard that just recently Johnny Depp was previewing his new movie by hiding amongst the mannequins in that ride. And as people would come past, he'd say, "Hey, you in the pink shirt, what are you doing on this ride?" And they step forward, and they wouldn't react. They would assume it was part of the act, And they just keep filming with their little cameras, their little, selfies, and keep going. They never tumble to the fact that he was a live person. I got to go.
Yeah, I mean, pardon?
I have to go.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a good night.
Thanks for calling in.
I do remember what he was talking about. That was awesome. I do remember what he was talking about as far as Johnny Depp surprising everyone on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which was really cool to see Jack Sparrow just jump out behind the animatronics and say, "Hey, no, you in the pink shirt," and they're like, "What?" And that was very, very cool. And then so there are two different, with me, there are two different levels of pirate or pirate movies or anything like that. When I got into, when I started diving deeper, I've watched pirates. Let's just talk about some of the. I watched some of the older pirate movies, and then one of my favorite movies was Cutthroat Island with Gina Davis.
That's been a while.
I really think that it's an underrated movie, but we'll get more into that later. So it was pretty cool. But he made a really good point about the grittiness and the dirtiness and the being a pirate in the Caribbean, and so you've got the kind of the pretty pirates, what I call them, with with Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. Now they are dirty, they are gritty, they do fight and kill and all that, but they're a little pretty. And then you go on the other end.
Can I just ask a quick question? I want to piggyback off with what Kirk had asked there. I think I'm in the same boat as him when it comes to watching. I think I watched the first two, maybe the third, and then I dropped completely out. Do you think that they are going to, or that there's a possibility that they could run that whole franchise into the ground? Is there too much Pirates of the Caribbean?
There's a great possibility of that. Yeah, there's not enough change. Even if there's not too much Pirates of the Caribbean, there's not enough change in the movie franchise. There is a formula to it, just like you said, there is a major formula to it, and it involves two guys fighting over one girl, or something like that. They find they're I guess what you could say is Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom are at odds with each other, and usually over Keira Knightley or something that that involves her. She's trying to get them to work together, or trying to just get back to her love. And then they both fight the big bad in the end, and then everybody floats off home. So, I'm not a fan. I don't know what happened, whether they just ran it into the ground for me, or I'm just like, okay, that's enough pirates for this century. But I remember seeing something about how, speaking of pirates on pirates here, wasn't there like a hacking group that got a hold of the movie and threatened to release it prior to the actual movie release of the actual theatrical release? And of course, they were using that. Oh, okay, all right. I remember seeing the story. I'd have to go take a look at it, but it's. To me, it's so funny because I get into movie piracy. I have a big opinion on how I really don't think that could affect your bottom line that much to where it's going to ruin a franchise or anything like that. It's the quality of the movie that's going to make it that good. But anyway, for me, I just want to go ahead and put that out there. I'm not a fan. I'm no longer a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I don't know if there's going to be a way for me to come back into the fold. But yeah, just like Kirk said, there's plenty of people that are out there that are way into it and enjoy it. And maybe it's Johnny Depp's charm. Is he that charming? Is he that charming of a drunk
somewhat. No, he's not drunk. Yes, he's drunk. No, wait a second. He's not drunk.
Yeah. Oh, he's totally drunk. And he's trying to. A lot of that has to do, he says, with sea legs and being, sea drunk. Being on the ocean all that time and having to compensate for the ship moving and all that. That's why he flails about on his feet, and running around and all that. But it's like I said, there's a formula to it. Now that's a Disney pirate though. That's not what I was really all that interested in. And I like it. It's fun. And I went to Disney in August. I went to Disney World in August, this past August, and I rode the ride, loved it, had a blast, laughed. Remember when I was a kid, they changed some stuff. Of course, they put Johnny Depp, his likeness in there. But I said those are Disney pirates. I discovered Black Sails just recently. Now that is a gritty, dirty, just pirate show. You know what I mean?
Is it? Where it feels real?
It feels real. I mean, because there needs to be more pirating in it, though. As we said last night, there's a lot of they're in port a lot, and I don't know why, but but it's other than that,
production budget.
It feels real. Yeah, exactly. But the costumes, they're in Nassau. The people, how they carry themselves, and the weaponry and all this other stuff, the props. It feels real, and it feels like what a pirate really should be. And then, of course, there's one person that's just handing out all these deals to all these pirates, all these ships, saying, okay, you for a part of your loot, for a percentage, I'll tell you where everything, I'll tell you where the big scores are. So, for a part of their loot, they kind of work for her. So they go to her and say, where are the jobs? Here's a job right here. Do you want it? Yes. Okay. Boom. Off they go to raid another ship or raid, something. And which I thought was an amazing take on it. And then I started thinking about it because one of my favorite games, I guess you could say it's almost one of my favorite franchises as well. But one of my favorite games is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I can remember. I can remember the push for marketing for that game. It made me really interested in it. I mean, I remember the third one was about when he kind of leaps back into the Revolutionary War, right?
Yes. So there was. I think that was the third one. There was.
Okay. I think so.
Yeah.
And then
he was part Native American, or he was Native American. He carried the tomahawk.
Then we have
Revolution. Yeah.
Well, I remember there was some DLC also for part 3 or something like that. But anyway, yeah. When I started seeing commercials for Black Flag, I was like, okay, this looks pretty freaking cool. I would definitely.
Yeah.
So you've had the opportunity to play it. I legitimately just bought it. And I haven't had the chance to play it yet. But what'd you think of that game, dude? Is it good?
Dude, it's one of the best Assassin's Creed games I've ever played. And maybe people disagree with me, maybe people agree with me, but I think it's honestly because I do like the pirate genre so much. But it's so much fun, dude. It's so much fun. It's one of those. It reminds me a lot of. I mean, Black Sails reminds me a lot of Black Flag, because you talk to people and you have to find out where the good scores are, and the whole time there's of course a main Assassin's Creed storyline going on, but you also find the other ships that you can raid. You own your own ship company, with a fleet of ships. You can send them out on different jobs, and they can bring back different resources and money for you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then of course you don't control that very much. You send them out, and they come back. And if then there's ship fights, and One of my favorite parts of that whole game was just jumping in your ship and just taking to the high seas and just taking out to the sea. And, of course, in Assassin's Creed, there's a lot of things you have to collect. And one of them is sea shanties. So you can go around. So every time you collect a sea shanty, your crew
is a song. A
learns
sea shanty is a song, right?
Is a song, yes. They learn that song,
right.
and they sing it as you're sailing along. And you can it's like a radio in Grand Theft Auto. You can skip through some of the stuff.
No,
but
really?
yeah, you can make them sing a different song if you want.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
So as you're steering this giant ship, you just hear them and start singing. And I was sitting there going, and I'm sitting as close as I can without, with my eyes bugging out or getting a headache, to immerse myself in this, because you're driving the ship, you're sailing the ship, and they're singing, and you can hear the wind and the ocean and the birds, and one of them says, look starboard, Captain, and you look over, and there's a freaking whale coming up out of the ocean and going back down.
Nice.
And dolphins, and then you go to a certain point, and you can actually fish. You can get out in your dinghy, in your lifeboat, and with spears, and you can hunt down white whales, or great white sharks, or just different things. You hunt, and you bring it aboard, and they, to of course feed your crew or whatever. And there's just so much cool stuff that drew me away from the actual mission, that I put so many hours in this game just being a pirate. And that, sailing to this fort and taking this fort over with my cannons or doing whatever, and then, rushing the fort and making him, fight and shoot and climb and all. And it was just like, I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is, if I believed in past life or reincarnation or anything, this is what I would want to be.
That's what you'd want to do. That's the era.
Yeah, that's what I would. Yeah,
dude, that's a dangerous era to go back to and try and live, man.
I am a dangerous man.
No
Jesse
way.
Starcher.
Negative.
I'm a dangerous man.
You don't go back to the pirate age, that's for sure.
I'm not.
You go back maybe to the Old West. Don't go back any farther, okay? Or you're going to be you can run into some trouble. Run into some Pax Romana stuff or something.
Right underneath pirates, cowboys. So
there you go.
I could live with that too. So,
all right.
But we always had. There was always this argument: pirates or ninjas.
No.
Ninjas are cool. Martial arts, martial arts are cool. I'm going to lay this on you, Jesse. I'm going to ask you this question.
Oh, buddy.
Pirates or ninjas?
That's easy. That's so easy. You made me almost go, I feel like I'm going to be in a conflict with Ronnie Adams tonight, because he's going to ask me this question. Yeah. And I was like, how am I going to broach this? I actually had to think about this. And it's easy answer for me, and that's ninjas. There's no doubt. Pat Mullins says the answer is Vikings.
Vikings. Good answer, Pat, but sadly not.
Yeah, it is. He does
not...
that third choice sneaks up on you. Actually, they just overwhelm you with numbers and a lot of rage. But no, it's ninjas.
That's true.
Easy,
That's
dude.
very true.
It's ninjas, no doubt, in my mind. Now, do you want me to present some examples or argue my point?
Absolutely, because I don't believe
all right. Easily, the first thing I'm going to tell you is the same thing I told you when you said this. I don't know if we said this on source material or if we were just in a message group, but they're not called the Teenage Mutant Ninja. No, wait a second. Teenage Mutant Pirate Turtles. Incorrect. They are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I got Pat Mullen backing me up here. Okay, I'm going to throw two names at you. I'm going to throw two names at you, and I know you're going to come back. You're going to come back with me with two names from the same franchise that are pirates. Okay, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Okay, go.
Okay. Shipwreck.
Gung Ho.
Shut up. No, not gung ho, but shipwreck was. Shut up. So anyway,
hey, that's two. That's two good reasons why ninjas are better than pirates.
All right, I get it. As G.I. Joe, they didn't give pirates their fair shake.
Granted, I don't know if...
Is that your only two? Is that my only two? Oh, okay. Hold on. I can probably do a better one here.
Okay. There's probably no more deadlier an adversary than an assassin who dresses all in black, has nothing but stealth on their side, and usually attacks you when you're not looking.
I call that a coward, sir.
No, that is called getting the job done. All right? Snipers in the military use the same methodology. Do not be detected. Take out your target. Move on to the next. Pirates,
that's a low blow because I'm not going to say anything bad about the military.
Okay, well, I'm not. Pirates are all about the booty. Now, okay, all right. I'm talking about the money, the cash. I just was never. I'll let you, sir. I'll let you take over. All right. Ninjas are cowardly. Pat says ninjas are cowardly, but they don't have scurvy, sir.
No, they don't. That is true. But all right, ninjas. Okay. To rebut your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle argument, if ninjas are so much cooler than pirates, then why at some point did all the turtles dress up like pirates?
Oh no! What are we?
Yeah, they did.
What are we talking about here? Is this an episode of the
toy
show,
line.
or are we talking 3?
No, that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. They were.
That was
no,
back
they were in
China anyway.
Japan back in the day.
Feudal Japan, that's right. Okay.
Or Japan, where ninjas actually come from.
When did they dress up like pirates?
On the cartoon, in the toy line.
Okay, all right, but they lived like ninjas. Okay, yeah, you can pretend to be a pirate.
No, they lived
but
like slobs.
You are a ninja.
Did you see the sewer? They lived in a sewer. They didn't live like they lived like slobs, my friend. But
we
anyway,
have a caller.
Neither here
we
nor
have
there.
a caller.
Okay.
Pause it.
Caller.
We have a caller. Maybe it might be the person that puts the end to this discussion. Of course, you still have your whole argument to go. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
Area code 732. You're on the Screaming Boy Pirate Special.
Well, I said I was going to call in after my absurdist commentary to you on Facebook, Jesse, so here we go. Okay, yes, they had a pirate toy line. However, they have also since had an Olympic gold medalist toy line, a WWE toy line, a Halloween-themed toy line. There's basically every toy line possible that you could have made via the Ninja Turtles from the years 1990 to now. Okay? But however, they always retain the title Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles. Yes.
In 1987 to 1990, we didn't have, fencing schools experiencing a boom because people wanted to learn how to fight with a cutlass. We saw all these out-of-shape 40-year-old white guys open up dojos because people wanted to be Ninja Turtles, damn it.
Okay.
I love it.
I get your point.
I love it.
But if it was so cool to be a Ninja Turtle, then why do they want to be everything else at one point? Like you said, WWE.
Because they could.
Surfers.
Because why would you want to just settle at ninja? You can be a ninja and a superhero. You can be a ninja and an Olympic gold medalist.
But if ninja was
why not?
Cool, if a ninja was cool, it would have been enough.
Okay, well then why did nobody go out and get, Shipwreck and Beachhead figures and comic books based on those guys?
I did.
You're going to go with Beachhead. Oh, man. Well, okay. Pat, you're more than welcome to stick around if you want to, or
absolutely.
Yes, you're more than welcome to. We have another caller. Yeah. Ronnie, I think you done made somebody mad. Oh, they even hung up. They just hung up. It was a 304 area code. They were like, nope, we're out of here. All right.
We're done here. We're done.
Okay. Do you have anything else there, Ronnie? I'd like to hear the rest of your side of things here.
Well, you were talking about, pirates, being stealthy and everything. I mean, ninjas being stealthy and everything, which I get. That, that's a part of battle. You have to be, there has to be some sort of stealth in there. But, you even said yourself, Vikings, they just overwhelm you with rage and terror and numbers. Well, it's also terrifying to see this giant ship coming at you with cannons sticking out of it, with a bunch of crazed, sailors with swords and knives in their teeth and guns in their hands. That's pretty intimidating themselves. And they were not pushovers. They were pretty formidable fighters themselves. They knew their swordplay. They had guns and cannons and explosives.
That's true. You don't see too many ninjas running around with guns.
Right. But they did adopt them in G.I. Joe because ninjas aren't enough. They had to have guns. And so
we're sure that it didn't have anything to do with the fact that they wouldn't let, Storm Shadow run somebody through with a katana on a Saturday morning cartoon.
Well, that had that probably played a part too, but that's neither here nor there. But I guess it all comes down to, I guess I'll relent and say it all comes down to personal preference.
Well, here's the thing, Pat. First off, pirates. What's your opinion on pirates here? I mean, we can obviously tell you don't have the highest regard for the pirates, the piratical life, if you will. Give us your side of things.
I like
there
that.
You go. Piratical, buddy. I stole that straight from Ailstorm too, so I can't take credit. But yeah, what do you think, Pat? I mean, pirates. We're on Pirates Week. Give us your opinion on pirates.
I don't know if it's just the ages we grew up when pirates just weren't as cool as they were. I could point to a musical called Pirates of Penzance as to where pirates stopped being cool because anytime you put, somebody in a musical, they're not cool anymore. And that was kind of the death blow for pirates, the same way Paint Your Wagon was for cowboys and Grease was for hoodlums in the inner city.
Yeah.
So
I would agree with
maybe
you on
we
that.
could maybe we could blame that. There was a big shift to sci-fi stuff when we all were growing up, and especially in terms of like Saturday morning cartoon characters. There's like two pirates I really thought were cool growing up. And one of them is like not even really technically a true seafaring pirate, so I'm really bending the rules with that. One of them is all the legends that surround Sinbad, who's probably like the pop culture pirate. There's like a million Sinbad stories out there, and I'll point to a specific Sinbad example, which is probably not his most shining moment, but the one I know. And the other would have been Corsair, Cyclops' dad, who technically was a pirate, but he was a space pirate.
We almost actually were going to cover a story on source material. We were throwing, ideas around to try and figure out what we could do to tie into Pirates Week, and I mentioned Cyclops' dad. It's like I know he was a pirate, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple stories. We went with Nightcrawler instead, which was still pretty good few issues that we read. But yeah, Corsair. I remember him being. I don't know if there's a whole lot talked about him. He did have his own series, didn't he? Didn't he have his own? It was the Starjammers, right?
They had a Starjammers miniseries, and then they actually gave them an ongoing that didn't last too long, but they had it. And he was always referred to as the pirate Corsair, which I guess is technically true because he did, a lot of things that they incorporated into the kind of the character Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy in the movies. He was a smuggler, and he was, breaking rules across the Shi'ar Empire and going into different galaxies to transport this, and he was a wanted man. So, it does make sense. And he had the pirate look with the earring and the mustache, and he had a bandana, as acceptable as a space pirate could be. And, well, I hated a lot of the extended X-Men stuff, to be honest, especially when they started going out into space, and I thought a lot of it was silly. But I just, for whatever reason, I always liked that character. I thought they wrote him well, and he was as much a pirate as you were going to see at that point in time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We do have our caller back, so let's go ahead and we'll try and bring him on here. There we go. Area code 304. We're talking pirates on the Screaming Boy Pirate Special. What do you got to say?
Yar me mateys.
I knew it. I knew it. I heard
really
304,
now?
I was like, that's Adam Runyon.
It
Runyon.
was because here's the thing though. I dialed in and then my computer was like, "Hey, I'm ready to go." So I was like, "Sweet, hang up." And then it comes on. I was like, "Hey, wait a second. We're updating Skype. This won't take long." Famous last word.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What? I want to throw this out to you real quick, there, Adam. Did you ever watch Pirates of Darkwater?
I did. The cartoon.
I was going to mention
Yeah,
that.
the cartoon.
Yeah, I did. Now, it wasn't my absolute favorite show because around that same time, it was on Fox 11, and around the same time that Transformers Beast Wars was on. So I preferred Beast Wars over Pirates of Darkwater, but I did watch Pirates of Darkwater often enough to enjoy it, but not often enough to even follow a story completely.
Didn't they used to air Pirates of Darkwater right after Peter Pan and the Pirates in its original run on Fox?
I
don't remember.
It sounds like they did.
Was that a bunch of after-school stuff? Was that what time slot was that for you?
No, that was
That was like Saturday mornings or like after
Saturday
school
mornings.
Or something. I don't remember. Yeah, maybe it was Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I remember the original, because I think Peter Pan and the Pirates only lasted 1 year, but they ran it forever, and Pirates of Blackwater only went 2, but they aired it for like 5 years. But I think I remember it being like that was the early run. That was like the 8 o'clock, 8:30 cartoon block on Fox before they got to like the good stuff around 10 o'clock when we were all waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no love for Peter Pan and the Pirates.
I'll be honest. I don't remember that.
I do because King Fro was Captain Hook.
That's the only thing about that I do remember, and he wore a white wig.
Mm-hmm.
Which just threw me.
I forgot about the white wig, but I do remember Tim Curry was an
looking
awesome
it up right
Captain
now.
Hook.
Yeah, sure enough, there he is. Pirates. You want the puffy shirt from Seinfeld? There you go. There's.
I do remember this. Yeah, I do remember this very vividly now that I see Peter Pan, because Peter Pan looked like a woman. It's like a girl.
You know what? Get off the show.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
What's with all the hate, man?
You're hating on Peter
Pan.
Pan.
I'm kidding.
Anyway, oh my God, they had a video game.
Did it really?
Did it
Pirates
really?
of Darkwater or Peter Pan?
No, Peter Pan.
I must find this and play it, and in all its awful glory.
I can probably pull it up right now. I can fire up my.
What system was it there, Pat? Was it a Genesis game or?
I'm looking at it, and it's Nintendo NES.
It's an NES game.
Wow.
So, all right, I'm going to ask you, Adam, and
yes.
I already know Pat, and I already know Jesse's answer to this. This is a very serious question, and you have to answer it to the best of your abilities. I mean, you have to take this. You have to, you've got to think about it.
Send him a message, Ronnie, and tell him which one to pick, so you can.
No,
you
I'm
feel
not
better.
going to do that. I'm going to be fair.
Going to be fair. All right.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
I was fair. I did the same thing. Hold on, I'm getting there. And I did this, I didn't hate on you guys. I didn't hate on you all. And I won't hate, I promise. Here it is. Pirates or ninjas?
Pirates or ninjas?
Yes.
It wasn't this an episode of Ultimate Warrior or something like that on Spike TV where
they fought pirates and knights.
Pirates and
Knights, yeah. That's not the question.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about pirates or ninjas.
You're stalling. You're stalling. I don't want to.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not stalling. I'm rationalizing.
You're rationalizing.
As big a fan of your rationalization as I am, I just want your gut answer. Pirates or ninjas?
But this is my gut answer. My gut answer. You just asked me, what's your favorite, a hammer or a saw? There are two different things. Like.
No, I asked you pirates or ninjas.
Ninjas.
Who are you listening to? What? What did you say?
I was just saying that pirates had a completely different mission than ninjas. Okay? Ninjas were like straight up like stealth warriors. You know what I mean? They didn't plunder. They had a code of ethics. Now, as much as you'd like to think that pirates had a code of ethics, they really didn't. They were like the guerrilla warfare type
Somalians.
I'm the captain now.
Not that kind of pirate. but
you look at me. I'm the captain now.
But if I had to choose right now, based on just the vaguest question in the entire world, I would go with ninjas.
He said ninjas.
I would
go.
So
you
with
chose
ninjas.
wrong.
No.
If there was a wrong answer, you can't set me up like that, and then you can't say who do you like
I'm
more,
Ronnie.
your mom
Have
or
we
your
bet?
dad?
I think
I'm
more, your
Ronnie.
mom or
Have
your
we
dad?
bet before?
Just personally, it's a good choice.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, personally, I would choose ninjas just because I think that whole mindset and kung fu is awesome. So we're good.
All right, so what's your one good thing? No, Ronnie, go ahead.
Here's the rest of my rebuttal on ninjas.
Oh yes,
First of all,
we got to hear this.
First of all, Jesse said they were from China. They're not. They're from Japan. Also,
well, that's true. You idiot.
Also,
I don't know where he's coming from there. I have no idea.
You said they use kung fu. They don't, which is also from China. They use
idiot Adam.
They use ninjutsu or karate as their former martial art. It's a Japanese martial art.
Oh, please. There's more than one. There's more than one martial art that they can employ.
Yes, and the difference is they're all from Japan. They are Japanese martial arts.
Not every single one of them. Not if you're a well-rounded ninja.
You're not.
There was no MMA in ninja times.
Why not?
You can't be a worldly ninja. You have to, because ninjas are basically the Japanese guys that couldn't be a
samurai. There you go.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm swayed. Pirates.
You're swayed. Yeah. No, listen here. If you walk up to somebody and say, "Okay, we're going to have a fight, and I'm employing the style of ninjutsu," all right? Is the other guy going to say, "Yeah, I'm going to fight pirate"? No, there's no fighting style that's called pirate. Is there?
No.
Negative.
That's what I'm saying.
That is correct.
It's like a guerrilla warfare. Whatever. It's like whatever they need to do to win. You know.
Exactly. That's why they're freaking
Desperately.
awesome.
I still stand by my initial answer of Vikings.
Right, okay. I can accept
argue
that because, because Vikings are terrifying.
There's some great Viking metal, some great. I can say that I have not heard any ninja metal. Okay, I'll give you that, Ronnie. We've got pirate metal. I've heard Viking metal. Not heard any ninja metal.
If you could hear ninja metal, then it wouldn't be ninja metal. Just saying.
Correct. That is correct.
Oh, get out! No. But that's really actually a very good point. If you could hear ninja metal, it wouldn't be ninja metal.
It would just be regular metal, but not Chinese metal. God forbid it be Chinese metal.
Listen, I'm not the one who made the mistake.
Can we move on? Are there some other topics that you want to talk about here in regards to pirates?
I will say
have we talked about? Go ahead, Ronnie.
Once you play Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I will let you. I will definitely let you. You can have this moment, Jesse Starcher.
Okay.
But once you play that game, I want you to play it. Play a good round of it. Play
sure.
It a couple hours, or more of it. Get into it. Get past the initial opening. Get to know you stages of a video game, and get into it, and then tell me whether it's cooler to be a ninja or a pirate.
Okay, I will give you a full report after the first week of July. I could guarantee you that.
Now, I haven't played all the Assassin's Creeds, but aren't they predicated on being stealthy?
Oh!
But none of them are from Japan.
I don't want to hear it.
Or China.
No, none of them are in Japan.
That's right.
That's a good point.
Yes, to a point. To a point, they are. But there's not much stealth when you're on the open waters and you pull up and you say, "Okay, fire the cannons."
But I will say that there are parts in the game where you can jump off the ship and swim to the other ship and get on it. Because I did one of my favorite things in that game was to climb aboard a ship and sneak around and kill all the guys on the ship without them seeing me. That was like a personal little goal thing for me to do that. It was so awesome.
I can't wait to play it.
Doing that game. Oh my gosh, that game to me, and Ronnie and I have had this conversation at length. Actually, is the end all be all for all Assassin's Creed games. That is the most perfect Assassin's Creed game. It is so good.
I would agree with him on that. Yeah,
like it's so cool because like
Black Flag?
Have I played Black Flag?
No, Pat.
Oh,
I have not. I only played the first one and the Revolutionary War one, I believe.
That one's a good one too.
That one's really good. That's my second favorite.
The Tomahawk and that one's right under Black Flag for me. But Black Flag, choosing your cutlasses and your flintlock pistols and all that stuff. It's really how you can pick up certain like the pikes or the war, the axes and stuff in those games. Or in Assassin's Creed 3, where you can pick up the muskets from the soldiers, you can do the same thing. Pick up their swords or pick up their different weaponry and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see all the different weapons that they carried in that era. So as a game, it's amazing, and as a pirate game, it's probably the best thing I've ever played in that genre. Jesse, what were you saying?
I don't know. All I know is I was going to brag again about how I picked up Assassin's Creed 3, Revelations, and Black Flag for a total of $3.75.
That was a good one. That's a great spot, man.
Yeah, dude, I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
I did that last weekend, so I've got those 3 games to actually look forward to. Usually my wife goes on vacation. I was telling Ronnie this. My wife goes on vacation like the first week of July. She goes down with my daughter to, I think it's some beach somewhere. I know there's, they go somewhere, but I stay home and I stay with the kids and I usually play video games. So they go somewhere, I play video games. That's the one time I actually get to focus on playing something. So I look forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait to play Black Flag. It sounds like it's one of the best ones because you two and Stuart Lang, who does the Press Start podcast here on Saturdays. I just listened to a couple episodes ago. He said the same exact thing. One of his favorite Assassin's Creed games was Black Flag. So sounds like a blast. I may change my mind. You never know. Just stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. First week of July.
All right, that's what we.
Well,
if you want to,
if you want to change your mind about pirates, I submit for your approval, Sinbad of the Seven Seas, starring one Louis Ferrigno.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we've got that.
I need an explanation. Okay.
Louis
What is
Ferrigno.
this movie about? I assume it's Lou Ferrigno taking over the role of Sinbad, which is a pretty common story.
That'd be a good guess. Yeah.
Okay. That's where it starts. Have y'all seen?
But not where it ends, sir.
No, not where it ends. Have y'all seen Lou Ferrigno play Hercules in those two delightful movies?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I have.
So Ronnie's got an idea what I'm talking about. Jesse, have you ever seen either of the
I don't think I have.
movies with Lou Ferrigno?
No, clearly
Okay.
the only thing I've ever seen Lou Ferrigno in is the Hulk. So that's it.
Okay, well, this is from the same director. His name is Luigi Cosi, and these are really low-budget movies made in Italy. In this instance, he actually dubs over the entire vocal track of everybody in the movie. So, Lou Ferrigno
It's true. I've seen it. It's so bad.
doesn't even sound like our favorite guy who's got a mouthful of crackers.
Oh, poor guy.
He dubs over every voice.
Every voice in the movie.
He couldn't just leave
What?
out Lou Ferrigno, you know.
So it's based in part on allegedly the Edgar Allan Poe story, The 1002nd Tale of Shahrazad, but there's no similarity between the plot of this movie and its story. They take some of the Thief of Baghdad and throw it in there, in addition to the Amazons, in addition to Ghost Knights, in addition to wizards, ghosts, and a terrible monster that is able to fire bolts of energy from its wrists.
This is a perfect movie.
No.
I don't know what any of this had to do with Sinbad, to be honest, or the Seven Seas.
Right.
I don't know why
if
we
I'm-
didn't get to hear Sinbad come up to land and say, "My name is Sinbad. I'm going to give you 110% of everything I have."
Oh, geez. Oh, man.
Oh my God.
But I'll be damned if you didn't want a pirate movie about scurvy and, stealing stuff and tights and makeup, and you instead wanted a pirate who was 285 pounds because they had Gold's Gym on the ship with perfectly coiffed mulleted hair. This was what put pirates on the map.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
Now,
know-
did
you know what my-
you give
you
the
know what-
year?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you give the year that this was released?
This was released in 1989.
89? Dude, that straight up looks like a
Mhm.
poster from the 70s, man. Wow.
No,
Ridiculous.
sir.
I interrupted
You know
somebody.
what,
Did I interrupt you, Adam?
It was me. I was just gonna say, and you were talking about that movie. Back in the day, I mean, it was probably around 1989. I was probably, right around there. Maybe it was a little bit after that. Anyway, whatever year it came out. But my favorite pirate movie was Cutthroat Island. Do y'all remember that movie?
Oh, we were just discussing that.
Yeah,
Love
like that
that
used to be my
movie. I don't
absolute
care what
favorite. Like
anybody says.
there's a creek out behind the house where my parents live, and where I grew up, and we would play Cutthroat Island, and we would like try to build the traps that they build back there and everything. Like there was like a hillside, and we would take like there. And it's kind of funny because we were playing Cutthroat Island, and right behind it is you had like the way it was set up in my parents' backyard. You had this long slope into this creek, and the creek was probably 15 feet wide, 20 feet wide, and then you had a whole like hillside that probably went up another 30, 35 feet before it hit the back end of a cow pasture. So what we would do is we would build like forts and stuff along this little hillside where these cows were, and we would try to build these traps and everything, and that was kind of like our Cutthroat Island / Swiss Family Robinson thing. It was pretty cool.
So what would you do?
Yeah,
what would you do with the traps? Like you would set the traps
that's what
and
I'm
then
curious
try
about.
to avoid them, or were you hoping that somebody would fall in them and maim themselves or something?
Well, I don't think they couldn't maim themselves. But the worst thing that would happen is they would just get a nice little lump on the head. But yeah, like we made nets out of black baling twine, and if you know what baling twine is, it's what they use to bale hay with. And there's about 17 miles of it in every barn you ever go into. There's so much of it, and we would just steal the whole spool and take it down there. And we would build these like we would tie it together and make these big nets, and then we would take logs and rock and everything and put it in these nets, and we would throw it up over a tree. They could climb the tree and drape this like weight over it, but like we would attach it to something like we would try to get it to like lift things up, but we weren't able to catch anything except like my sister's cat, you know. I mean, we really didn't. Like the worst thing that happened is one of those like fall on somebody's head, and that's the worst. But yeah, I mean, we tried, but we couldn't get a hold of actual explosives.
That's much more intricate than
good.
What we would do. We would just kind of wait for somebody to kind of stagger along and then run out and beat the shit out of them.
Would you live in Detroit?
Wow. I guess if we took their wallet, it's considered piracy, right?
Yeah. Were you from Compton?
No, Brooklyn.
Well, there you go.
That was just the old pastime, the old Brooklyn pastime. Watch out for the kids playing pirate. They whipped your ass and took your wallet.
We would hang out with the Beastie Boys and take your wallet.
That would be bad.
Yeah. I think we were actually playing Mafia, but I guess that's modern day piracy.
That's true.
That or long haul trucking, one or the other.
Oh man. So pirates.
Cutthroat Island.
Cutthroat Island was wow. So with Cutthroat Island, and as much as I hate to admit it, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the Disney ones, kind of they intrigue me enough to say that that I can get into them as as pirate movies, quote unquote. But that one, there was a few others, like Ice Pirates, like some of the movies that I saw as a kid, and as I got older, that had a lot to do with pirates. Let's see, where's my list at? I had it pulled up, and now it's gone.
Have you ever seen pirate pornography?
No, I've not. No.
Cannot say I have.
It is rife with puns and physical humor.
Like peg leg. Insert.
I had a really bad pirate joke.
Okay, yeah, let's
let's rated R. Oh, somebody give me 5. Thank you, everybody.
No.
And probably
not rated
plenty
R.
of scurvy on those sets.
Well, anyway, so
Ryan, did you find your list, Ronnie?
We're trying to
Wow.
solve here, man.
Or wait, Ronnie, do you
solve
have the map to the list?
I
Yes,
don't have the
yeah.
map to the list. I can't find my map.
So back to the pirate thing. Is it Triple X marks the spot?
Oh, come on. That was way better than mine. Way better.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I've got a
with
Dad jokes.
booby traps.
Oh,
Dad jokes.
man, come on. I've got a list here, Ronnie.
Dad jokes on the show.
At
All
least,
right,
at least.
yeah, here it is.
Okay.
All right. So, with these movies, okay, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, of course, is up there. The
Okay.
Princess Bride, would you all consider that a pirate movie?
I was
Princess
just getting ready to
Bride.
ask that question. I would.
I guess
would
we're stretching
consider
it a
that.
little bit.
I don't think it's much of
Okay.
a stretch because the main character is a pirate.
The Dread Pirate Roberts. Or in in Andre's, the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Nice.
Sorry, I mean it's my Andre impression there. So would you? What would make you say we're stretching it with that, Pat?
Well, because I mean, I guess he's one incarnation of like a pirate character, you know, at a point in time. But that gets abandoned like a good time into the movie, and it has almost nothing to do with piracy as a whole. I guess, like I said, I mean, if he is a pirate, it's kind of like, okay, I could buy that, you know, when he's in the Zorro getup and whatever.
Yeah,
And then
I kind of agree
kind
with Pat here. I was just going to slip in here that I think that it's more of a tale, and there's definitely – is there a ship at all involved in that movie? It's been a while since I've seen it.
When they're going to the cliffs and they have to go through the eels and all that.
There's two things that a pirate movie has to have. The pirate movie has to have a pirate involved. Okay, so we're saying, what's his name? Diego Montoya? I can't even remember the dude's name.
Inigo Montoya.
No, Wesley.
Wesley was a pirate, yeah.
Okay. All right, and it has to have a boat.
The Dread Pirate Roberts. Sorry.
Has to have a boat.
Anybody want a peanut?
If it's got those two, that's a start. That's a start. All right. Next.
I get your point, though, Pat. Yeah, I really do. Okay. The next one, another pirate movie that we talked about a little bit earlier, Goonies. The Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a
to
pirate
me much
movie.
more a pirate movie.
Absolutely.
It is much more a pirate movie than,
the focus of the plot
Princess
is
Bride,
for
absolutely.
them. The focus of the plot is for them to get to the boat that has the treasure. We got a treasure map involved. One-Eyed Willie. I mean, and we get the boat at the very end. So easily a pirate movie in my estimation. Hey, you guys.
What is it with those movies that have somebody that has that goofy voice? You know what I mean?
Isn't
like every
Matuzak
movie
in Ice Pirates
we've talked
too?
about.
Isn't who?
What?
There's a
Matuzak?
second one?
No, isn't he in Ice Pirates?
Oh,
In
okay.
addition
I thought there was a
to
second one.
Goonies.
I don't know.
know.
I do not know the answer to that. I'll have to look it up.
Check your treasure
Go
map.
ahead and it's called the internet.
Who are we talking about being in Ice Pirates? As well
John
as Goonies?
Matuzak.
Yeah. That played
Sloth.
Sloth. Yeah, he was. He played Killjoy.
He was, right?
Yeah,
So he's the greatest actor. He's the greatest pirate actor of all time.
because he was in Ice Pirates, and he was in Goonies.
Nice.
Forget Jack Sparrow. We've got Sloth and Killjoy.
I try.
But Jack Sparrow has made a whole lot of money for Johnny Depp. That guy has gone to the bank with that role.
Okay, listen, he passed his prime as soon as he stopped playing Tom Hansen, and we all know it. We just don't want to admit it.
Yeah, okay. He kind of hit a wall with me when he started playing the Mad Hatter. So,
well, he hit a wall for me when he was playing in Sweeney Todd. So,
listen,
Ronnie, number 7.
Sorry. I don't even know what number we're actually on, but we're going to go with some of these are really old though, man. So, but we're going to go with Hook.
Oh,
okay.
Julia
yeah,
Roberts. Yeah.
Can I tell you a Hook story?
Yes,
Please.
absolutely.
In college, my public speaking professor happened to be a guy who worked on movie sets as a crewman. One of the movies he worked on was Hook. Now, one of the gimmicks of that movie is that all those people you see as pirate extras are famous people that you don't know were in the movie. So every day they had somebody else on as a pirate extra. Like one day it was Glenn Close. One day I forget who else. But the one story that always sticks out is Bruce Willis.
You're kidding.
Now I don't know if y'all know Bruce Willis's reputation, but it's not really a favorable one.
Right.
So he came on set to do his day as an extra as a pirate, and apparently was very standoffish and not very nice to all the crew. So the crew during various points had this bucket, and almost as if they channeled Kurt Hennig, they all took shit in this bucket and passed it around. And while Willis is filming, they decided to put it in his trailer.
Oh, no.
And when he's done, filming his, 10-second cameo for a day's work they probably got paid $1 million for, he comes back and goes to his trailer, and there is a literal shitstorm.
Oh,
wow. Dude.
That's really kind of funny, actually.
Oh. There is. When you're a jerk and somebody actually goes through all of those steps in order to try and get one up on you, I mean, you deserve every little bit of it. That's just that's nasty. That is so nasty.
Well,
nasty.
I've heard a lot of things about him, and being one of my favorite directors, Kevin Smith, his Yoga Hosers was terrible. I will have to say that.
Okay.
As big as a fan of Kevin Smith I am, Yoga Hosers. Yeah, I'll just get that out there. Yoga Hosers is not a good movie.
No, it's not.
It's not at all. It's actually quite awful. But he did not have a lot of favorable things to say about Bruce Willis. There were moments where he got in there and he was like, yeah, he was pretty cool about this and this, but mostly he was just a douche. So I can imagine, I can see that happening. But going back through looking at Hook though, man, at some of the some of the people that were in this, George Lucas had an uncredited part in it.
Really?
Carrie Fisher. Yeah, Carrie Fisher and George Lucas were actually in the scene together. Woman kissing on bridge and man kissing on bridge. You had, which is pretty amazing. It was, let's see, who else was that? Jimmy Buffett.
That's hilarious.
Was the shoe-stealing pirate, but is it the same Jimmy Buffett as, same Jimmy Buffett. And then you had, where is she? Glenn Close, David Crosby, and I think that's the last of Gwyneth Paltrow was in it, but she was young. She was young Wendy. Phil Collins was in it.
He was the police detective.
That is very true.
Right.
So Phil Collins, yeah. That is very, very true. And then you go on. Of course, you've got there's Bruce Willis actually right there. But Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, Bob Hoskins, and so on and so forth. But would you all say that while it was a Peter Pan movie, but Peter Pan was more of a would y'all say that the story as a whole and this movie definitely focused more on a pirate life, or was it more of the fantasy? Now I agree that the fantasy part was flying to Neverland, flying a flying boy that lost his shadow and stuff like that. But there was a heavy pirate element in this movie.
Yeah,
they're the main antagonist. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You've got Captain Hook as the main antagonist, but when you got to Neverland, what it looked like? It looked like a pirate port. With how everything was built and the ships and the water and everything else. So there was a heavy pirate element in Hooks, which made it more of a pirate movie than it did really a Peter Pan movie. But then you have, of course, Robin Williams flying in the end. But you got to throw your Peter Pan moments in there.
That was like a minimalist Peter Pan movie, if you can say there is such a thing, because he still flies and does that. But the whole focus is really on the pirate visuals, the pirate, life, and you're absolutely right when you say that.
So, very, very heavy pirate element in this movie, so it made it a pirate movie. Cutthroat Island, another movie in there that we've mentioned before. Frank Langella, Gina Davis, phenomenal pirate movie. I think it's a very underrated movie as far as action movies go. Not going to win any awards, but I enjoy it.
But it's fun, man. It's a great movie. It's a fun movie.
Well, you know what? The whole thing with Cutthroat Island is people bag on it because of all the production stuff that went on, where they had to recast the leads, 8 different times, and they had to do this and the money. They bag on it because it was a bomb, and it's easy to bag on a bomb, but it has nothing to do really with the plot or the scenes or anything like that. And I told you, I was like 90% of the people who bag on that movie have never seen it. They just hear the reputation.
Exactly.
See, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, it was. There were some major production issues with this movie, like you said, made it a bomb. It's technically still, I think, the biggest bomb in history because of all the difficulties they went through in pre-production in terms of like set building. But then they signed this person and they pulled out, so they lost money on this, and it had something like $150 million deficit or whatever. Some insane number.
That's insane. $150 million is a lot of daggone money.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm the only one that thinks that.
No, it's definitely. I mean, but when you think of a pirate movie or an action movie, you don't really think Gina Davis and Matthew Modine.
You do
no,
not.
although
right.
Again, they weren't the first choice. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. Gina Davis was the first choice because she was married to Rennie Harlan, who directed it at the time. Michael Douglas was originally supposed to play Shaw, and I could buy Michael Douglas as a pirate. I think he's good enough.
Absolutely.
But these are the names that were all reached out to and turned down the role of Shaw before Matthew Modine agreed. Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, Liam Neeson, who would have probably been perfect.
He would have been amazing. Have you seen Rob Roy?
Let's not.
Sorry, I just wanted to see your reaction or hear your reaction when I mentioned it. Okay, so Liam Neeson
if he wouldn't have, Ralph Fiennes, Michael Keaton, Gabriel Byrne. Here's probably who would have knocked it out of the park: Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins.
Oh, man.
And Charlie Sheen all passed on this role.
Wow.
You see,
that's insane.
Daniel Day-Lewis would have been amazing because he would have gone out and built his own boat and lived as a pirate for 6 months before filming it.
I'm pretty sure he killed a couple people.
He absolutely would.
Okay, so and just for the sake of posterity, the production budget was somewhere between $98 and $115 million, and the total U.S. gross was just over $10 million.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, that makes me sick to think about, man. But it was a great movie. It was so much fun. Oh, well, hopefully they made their money back a little bit on probably not on DVD sales or anything like that. But all right, moving on from Cutthroat Island to, I want to know if you all remember this, Treasure Planet.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it have no, that was something else.
Michael J. Fox, right?
Michael J. Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
He was
it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Is it really? What
Mm-hmm.
did?
Oh, I'm thinking
What did he
I'm
play?
thinking of Atlantis.
Atlantis. Yes.
You're thinking of
and
Atlantis.
I thought of what's the one with Matt Damon in it?
Titan AE.
Yeah, that's I couldn't. I thought that was it, but then I don't know. I get my cartoons mixed up so many times now that I have two little boys. It's crazy. So
well, and these all
not
came
my
out
one,
like
I'm good.
These all came out within like a year of each other too. So
yeah,
that's very true. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Emma Thompson and Martin Short and Roscoe Lee Brown. If you don't remember Roscoe Lee Brown, he was in Logan's Run. Gosh, what
I don't
else
think
was
I've
he in
watched
that-
an episode of the Cosby Show once.
Probably. He was in
He plays an uncle, believe it or not.
Wow.
Let me look at IMDb real quick. And
Jesse, you know what you would know him for? He's the voice of the Kingpin on Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So, actually, a really good actor. So they were all in. This was a Disney animated version of Treasure Island, but it was set in outer space, and it was Jim Hawkins, Captain Amelia, and Mr. Arrow, and Billy Bones. There's all those characters who were in there. John Silver. So it was. I enjoyed it. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. In fact, I need to go back and watch it. But it was, I thought it was really good. Next one up. Now, this could be a yes or a no, and I want to hear your all's opinions on this. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Which
which
version?
The original
Kirk
one?
Douglas and Peter Lorre. Kirk Douglas and Peter Lorre.
Can't say I've seen it, so I have no opinion.
I've got to also plead ignorance because I think when I saw it, I was probably about 6 years old and saw it against my will.
I will say this is
did Kirk Douglas?
1954, I think it was.
Did Kirk Douglas play Captain Nemo?
Played Ned Land. James Mason played Captain Nemo.
That movie.
Oh, James Mason would probably be pretty good, actually.
When I saw it, it was one of those after I got home from church and nobody was doing anything at 1:00 in the afternoon type thing. My parents were asleep and nobody was outside, so I was forced to sit inside and watch TV on Fox 11, and it was on then. So that's when I watched.
Why is Fox the pirate network too? By the way.
Yeah. No kidding.
Good call. I don't know.
I had Fox 5, but
it was still Fox.
Yeah, pirates.
I got one, Ronnie. I want to run by you. I don't think it's going to be on your list, okay? All right, and tell me what you think. Serenity.
Go for it.
Serenity.
Too much of a Western to be a pirate movie.
Okay. All right.
Okay. What about...
That's Cowboys. I see what you're saying. Cowboys.
No. Speaking of Cowboys, but we can bring it to pirates. Did you all watch the New World Family Channel version of the Zorro TV show by chance?
I did not.
I have not.
I did not.
Okay. Well, there's a pretty unforgettable turn by a well-known figure playing a pirate captain named Big Jim Jarrett, who goes by the real-life surname of Jesse the Body Ventura. That was unforgettable.
Oh,
wow.
Wow. Jesse Ventura. Oh, my gosh.
Actually, that show had appearances from not only Jesse, but Roddy Piper and Andre as well.
Nice, dude. Wow.
Very nice.
So, going on, of course, we get into actual movies that are a little less subtle with their with the titles and everything. One's a Walter Matthau movie from 1986 called Pirates. Blackbeard the Pirate.
Oh, Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Speaking of being wanted by the law.
Robinson. Yeah.
Pirates all the way around.
They consider Swiss Family Robinson a pirate movie. I don't know if it's more of a pirate movie as it is just your typical shipwreck movie. But I think there are pirates involved. It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
There are pirates.
Island. Yeah. Blackbeard's Ghost, The Buccaneer, Pat's favorite, The Pirates of Penzance, The Pirates with Judy Garland, The Ice Pirates with Angelica Houston and Ron Perlman, and Yellowbeard, Mysterious Island, and A High Wind in Jamaica with James Coburn. So those are, as according to Ranker, the best, list of best pirate movies, with number one being Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. And high up on the list, number 4, number 5, Dead Man's Chest, and On Stranger Tides, which I don't agree with at all on Stranger Tides.
Do you know there's a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie that's out right now?
So we talked a little bit about that earlier with our friend Kirk.
Did you know that there was a Pirates of the Caribbean? You actually asked us if we knew if there was a Pirates of the Caribbean movie out right now. Did you actually ask?
Gregarious.
Yes, because I'm not sure you guys realize this, but I wasn't here for like the first hour. I have no clue what you talked about.
So I want to point out that I'm not the one bagging on you right now. It is Jesse.
We're on
I
Pirate.
appreciate it.
We're here on the Rattledge of Broadcasting Network in Pirates Week, celebrating the release of Pirates of the Caribbean. But guess what?
There's a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie out.
Now, is that the one with Johnny Depp in it?
Oh,
I love it. Oh man.
Okay,
that's
now
hilarious.
would we consider a pirate movie to be one that features a vessel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That features the captain of that vessel?
Yes.
Correct.
And that would feature some type of stolen cargo?
I would agree.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. I think
a destination to a treasure.
Oh,
okay,
absolutely.
We can go with that.
And skirmishes with the law, be it the Navy or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
And I submit for your approval not only the greatest pirate movie of all time, but in my mind the greatest movie of all time, and that is the seminal 1987 classic, Over the Top.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my word! So we have the greatest pirate movie of all time, being the Sylvester Stallone trucker / arm wrestling movie / pirate movie, Over the Top.
Don't you see this possesses all the elements needed?
It does.
This has been the Screaming Boy Podcast. And we have
hashtag parameters.
Because Pat has won everything. He's won.
Well, actually,
and that's just. There's nothing you can add to that.
There is.
You're my brother, and you're my co-host. But there's nothing there's nothing you can add to that. He wins.
Well, I would say that not only can you add something to it, you're not really adding anything to it. Basically, I have. Well, go ahead and continue on everything because I have a hilarious game that I think we should all play for just a few minutes. By the way.
Okay, let's just go ahead and play that game then, because I want to see where you're going with this.
Okay. Well, hang on. So, Ronnie,
mm-hmm.
You were going over movies, and and in right. So you're going over movies, and in those movies they have characters, and the characters have names. So do you think that we could go back to some of these movies, and if we could guess, and this is playing off something we mentioned earlier, if this is a pirate movie or pirate pornography based on the names of these people?
Oh, please.
I don't feel comfortable playing this game because this could lead to a very bad place.
Headed.
We are a PG-13 show, sir.
Huh?
But we are soon. It's a Pirates Week.
Yes.
We're going to be rated R.
See, Jesse, I set you up for that, and I'm so glad you went in for the kill.
So, man.
Oh my
I'm
God.
a sad dad.
Let me just say this. So you guys, tell me if this is a pirate porn or a pirate movie.
Okay,
right.
I'm down. I want to do this.
I'll give you the first one, Billy Bones.
Pirate movie.
That was already mentioned.
Hands, Dr. Doppler, Scroop, and additional voice, but we don't care.
Wait,
do you think?
Is this the cast?
Are you naming?
Yes. These are the characters in the movie. Onus.
Okay.
These are the. I'm gonna say pirate movie.
It's a pirate movie.
Okay.
Billy Bones.
Hands.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Doppler.
Yes, it's a pirate movie.
Okay. So we agree it's a pirate movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes, it's a pirate movie.
It is a pirate movie.
All right.
Yeah,
Next.
Billy Bones is a. Okay, go ahead. Next.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize we were only playing this movie right now. So I'm looking up these pirate movies.
Okay, well, I'll buy you some time and I'll tell you a story about pirates. Okay.
Sure.
So I had a friend who in high school, he was a pretty good ladies' man, and he happened to come into school on a Monday morning, laughing his head off, and I was like, and I'll disclose his name to protect him and any future endeavors he may go into. And I said, man, what are you giggling about? He goes, you won't believe it. I gave, and I'll recuse her name. We'll call her Wendy for the sake of pirates and Peter Pan. I gave Wendy an angry pirate.
Oh no!
And I go, well, what the hell is an angry pirate? And he goes, you don't know? I was like, hell no, I don't know what an angry pirate is. Is that what they are when you take their gold or you kill their birds? Like, what are you telling me here? So he says to me, no. He goes, when you're about to bust, you pull out and you spit on her from behind. And then when she turns around, you get her in the eye. So she's covering her eye. And then you kick her in the shin so she starts hopping on one leg going, arr, 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 holding one eye.
Oh, my gosh.
And thus,
Ronnie,
the angry pirate.
And
Good night,
he immediately...
Wow. And we've lost our rating.
we oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Ronnie,
Adam,
take control, buddy.
Are you on with
you can't just.
Are you on with
you
your?
can't just.
I'm speechless.
What?
I don't know what to do for me. It's a repeat of last night when Mark dropped out of the show. I was like scared. I was a deer in the headlights. I don't know what to do from here.
Did I buy enough time to get some movies and cast names together?
Please God, say yes.
You did. So you can tell me if this is a pirate movie or a pirate pornography.
Can you say that again? Because I don't think we've heard that enough.
First, all right. So here it is.
So the angry pirate.
All right. So
No.
This here it is. Peter Blood, Hagthorpe, Dr. Bronson, Dr. Whacker, Honesty Nuttall.
No. Okay. Pirate porn.
That is definitely not a pirate movie.
Dr. Whacker. Come on.
Pirate porn unanimous.
Okay, it is actually Captain Blood from 1935, starring
Oh, boo. He calls somebody
Dr. Whacker.
Yeah, that's the dude's name. You
All right, I'm going to take control of the. I'm taking control of the helm here, of the ship, and I'm
it's sinking, sir. It's sinking fast.
Mutiny.
Start the pumps.
And I'm going to start making people walk the plank.
Oh,
because the show's gone off the rails. So.
No, it's actually a fun game.
Wow.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please.
All right. So with that, I'm going to say, you all have definitely not changed my mind. Pirates are still cooler than ninjas. The best pirate video game is still going to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag, as well as the best Assassin's Creed game. And if you want to live a life of freedom, of adventure and high seas, then you have to be a pirate. Pat, I want to thank you so much for calling in. It's been a blast. I'm so glad. I'm glad you joined us and you stayed on with us, despite the angry pirate story.
It's been an education. Oh,
yo ho, pirate life for me. and that story put the emphasis on ho.
Oh my God, what is happening right now?
Ronnie, get this thing back on course.
I'm trying. I'm failing. I'm no longer a good host. So
you're a great host. You're a great host.
We want to thank you all for, if you're listening right now, thank you, and I'm sorry. And this has been the Screaming Boy Pirate episode on the Regulation Broadcasting Network and the Pirate Week. I don't know whether I'm laughing or crying at this point. Check out all the great shows that Regulation Broadcasting have to offer. And this whole week has been amazing. It's been so much fun. For Pat, for Jesse, for Adam, I'm Ronnie. Y'all have a good night, and we'll catch you next time.
Join us round the fire as we tell heroic tales of times before away from shore. Yes, times when we set sail. We'll fill your dreams with warriors, with treasure and with feasts, and women much more charming than you possibly believe. We'll have meat, bread, and wine, ale and other brews. Meat for good measure, since meat is only food. Juicy roasted chicken, pork, filled sausages, and beer. We'll sing and laugh and dance and hope to live another year. If we're still awake, we'll play our instruments all night and sing again of mighty men and queens and daring fights. We'll fill your dreams with pirate ships, with whales and giant squid, and cities burning to the ground through evil deeds we did. We'll have meat, bread, and wine, ale and other brews. Meat for good measure, since meat is only food. Juicy roasted chicken, pork, filled sausages, and beer. We'll sing and laugh